Rotimi Ameachi is back. This man has been out of limelight for a while now. Immediately after he resigned as Minister of Transport under Buhari for presidency, and then he lost at the APC presidential primaries, he went underground up till now. So now he has surfaced again. Let's see what he has. After a prolonged absence from the public eye, former Minister for Transport Rotimi Ameachi has returned to prominence. The former governor of Rivers State is set to headline the niche lecture series. Wow, where he will explore the complex questions of why we stride and sleep, leadership, nationalism, and the Nigerian condition. So he's going to deliver a lecture here, niche lecture. So anticipation is high for Amechi to engage the audience and offer valuable perspectives through his insights. Scheduled to be held next month at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs in Victoria Island, Lagos, the lecture, hosted by the niche newspaper, aims to contribute to the national discourse, striving to catalyze a much-needed renaissance in society. Once a dynamic and influential political figure, particularly during his second term as governor and within the Muhammadu Buhari administration, Amechi withdrew from the public sphere after failing to secure the All Progressive Congress presidential ticket for the 2023 elections during the party's primaries last year. This setback was further compounded by the lackluster performance of his associate, Tony Ku, the APC's gubernatorial aspirant in Rivers State, in the polls. On May 29, he briefly and quietly re-emerged, choosing to attend the inauguration of Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State, rather than the Ego Square for his party's candidate Bola Tinubu's presidential inauguration. So aside from a brief stint experimenting with gospel sings, potentially indicating a shift towards a new career path as a gospel singer, Amechi seems content with his own company and a step back from active politics. So what is happening here is that he has been away, just like it's been written here. We understand how he left the political space temporarily after losing out at the APC presidential primaries last year. At the same time, also lost as Minister of Transport too early because he thought he would win the presidential ticket under APC, but it didn't work for him. All of them lost to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So he's been out of sight. Now he's emerging to deliver a lecture invited by niche newspapers in Lagos to come and, talk on what is titled Why We Stride and Sleep, Leadership, Nationalism, and the Nigerian Condition. Not be today. All the leaders in Nigeria are not performing. So what kind of lecture, what do they have to offer? What do they have to tell us? Of what national interests have they been to us in Nigeria? Nothing. All Nigerian politicians and leaders have all been very selfish and have been, feeding their own pocket and their own egos and their own appetite for wealth. Okay, at the expense of Nigerians. Like Amechi now, that is appearing again in the public space. What would he be remembered for in Nigeria? What would he be remembered for in Rivers State? Let me leave Rivers State out of it. Let me look at Ministry of Transport that he chaired for almost 8 years under Buhari. Okay, he literally left the southeast, the southwest, and south and was focused on the north because he had a political ambition. He was thinking that by the time he focuses and support the North during the time of, presidential elections, that he will be chosen. So you see how selfish he was. All the roads federal roads in the southeast, southwest, and south were all abandoned, even in the middle belt. The only thing he did was to focus on rail track that is from Abuja to Kaduna, and then another express road from Katsina State to Niger Republic. Okay, so all his 8 years he was focused on the North, thinking that by the time he makes them happy, they will make him the president, because their narrative that the North has a very large bloc, and so they determine the votes of Nigeria is sort of been sewing in their head. They thought that they need to please them so that they can vote, they can give them vote when the time comes. You see how he lost. The same way Wike was aligning with Tambua all the time. But when it was time, when the actual time came to prove that we are members, Tambua dumped Wike and went for Atiku. That you see how the North is. And all these Southerners have been selling the South to the Middle Belt and to the North over the years, especially to the North, because Middle Belt is fairly behaved. Okay, selling Nigeria, selling Southeast, Southwest, and South to the North because of their selfish interests over the years. The same way when Buhari was coming to power, he was supported by the Southerners, and then after which he pulled the Northerners to work for him. Okay, so I don't know how certain politicians can continue like this, because this is not good for us. There are a few comments here coming from a few individuals. Somebody said, which prominence? Exactly. Is it really prominent? It's not prominent. Some said, did he travel before? He has been in Nigeria. He didn't go anywhere. He just went into oblivion temporarily. It's a big shame. He lost as Minister of Transport in Buhari because he wanted to be president. Now he lost the presidential ticket in the APC and he started floating. He was practically nowhere. This was what Emefiele did. He wanted to be president. When he saw that he was going to resign from CBN governor before applying for presidency, he dropped the idea of presidency and clinged to his CBN governor's role until the last day. You see? Somebody is saying here, Ameachi has gone for good. He can't integrate in Nigerian politics again. He is a forgotten issue. Have you? He needs to know. He's gone, is gone. His political career is finished. He thinks he's smart. He must pay for his evil that he did against his brother, ex-president Goodluck Jonathan. Now, wow. Somebody say, call him a refined politician. Is he really a refined politician? He's not. He's a selfish politician, just like all other politicians in Nigeria. Okay, last, Akpabio is the king of the South. After Tinubu, militants, neighbors, they learn politics. Can you imagine? Militant neighbors, they learn politics. Not a small thing. This guy must be from Cross Rivers. It is not about blowing grammar. It is about pointing to what he did for us. His legacy as a minister and what goodies he brought to Rivers State and a member of National Executive Council. To me, I think it is too late to cry. He's gone. He's gone, and he's gone for good. Let him continue to dream and rant until he restores our botch diverted railway project. He is a bloody bootlicker, okay, with no home value. Exactly. He licks the boot of the north and come to the south empty. So he's gone forever. Thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.